So hello everyone. Just a brief introduction. I was one of Eric's students in the online course, and I'm a surgeon by training, and I'm more of a doer. So I never really believed in online learning. Online learning for me was something that, yeah, you can do a knowledge-based course. There's really not much that you can learn through online, the online platform, and I was intrigued by the course. Originally, it wasn't the first choice I had. I wanted to do a summer course, and it was something that, it was a leadership course that was there that I took the summer semester before. It was the same instructor, so I decided to do that. But my wife is also doing a master's in health profession education. She also wanted to do that course. So we had an argument, and of course we know who won that argument. So I ended up having to figure out what I was going to do next. And my neighbor, who is a dentist, look, there's this great online course that Eric gives, and he was actually one of the co-instructors in the course I took before. So I was like, why not? It's a summer course, not that long, let's try to do this. But again, I went in with the notion that online learning was not for me. I fall in Kolb's personality traits in the assimilators, meaning that I fall between active experimentation and concrete experience. So that becomes a very difficult space for me to. I felt I was going to be isolated. I felt this is something that I can't do. So then I started doing the course, and one of the first things I realized in the very beginning is that I really wasn't isolated. That I met my classmates through Zoom once a week. And although I could only see their faces, we were able to have breakout sessions. We were able to discuss it as a normal classroom. I was able, like Link said, to actually see their faces rather than the back of their heads. One of the great experiences that I had was we had one of our students that we had office hours with Eric for one of our assignments, and as I was walking out, another student was walking in, and I could the face was very similar. I knew who this guy was, but then I ended up saying, "Why are you so tall?" It was weird for me because they're always seated, and I never realized this guy was 6 foot something. It was like, oh, maybe that is what's isolating in online learning. You get to engage with these people. You get to see them in their natural forms. You get to interact with them as a classroom. You get to interact with them in assignments. So it was as if it was not only as if it was a classroom, but it was more. And the idea that in the very beginning, we started to get papers about the difference between online learning in a classroom and traditional learning, and there were some papers that were citing that student satisfaction was better. I was like, oh, this is a hoax. What do you mean? What do you mean student satisfaction was better? There's no way that you can be on an online. It is a richful, great experience. The interaction with the professor was good, and the interaction with the professor happens on multiple levels, which again is something that I realized. You're hindered when you meet your instructor in a classroom once a week or twice a week. You tend to not really engage with them using another platform. But here, just like Link said, the drop of, like, I used to send out an email and get a reply, and I could time it within minutes. It was incredible. When starting to teach an online course in the medical school, something that I did on a kind of volunteer basis, based on the course that I took, there are tools that you can set up that allow you to be alerted when a student is asking you a question and also answer them in a very expedited manner. But the Zoom sessions were great, and that is something where we interacted with the instructor, we interacted with each other, and I didn't feel at all that I was isolated or that I wasn't aware who my instructor was. I'm not going to say it's easier, because it's not. And you can go to a classroom and definitely, doze off or multitask or check your emails or all that lovely stuff. But you cannot do that in an online platform. That is something that you always feel you're front and center, and there's no way that you have wiggle room. My 6-year-old son joined us for one of our classes. I was babysitting, but he was part of the. He was there. You kind of felt that although he was there, he wasn't really distracting you from the real thing. It was incredibly convenient for my schedule, something that I could fit in very easily, but it involves more work, because when I realized when I was doing my assignment that Eric was actually tracking how long I was watching his videos, and there's a way that you can do that. And so he knows everything. There's tons of data that you can get if you really want to get a student. So the fact that you say you did the assignment, you didn't, you say you watched the video and you didn't, that cannot happen. So you have to do all the assignments, you have to really stay kind of up to the assigned dates. One of the things my current course I'm taking says, when you go to the discussion board and post your discussion, your post there, it's like a classroom. So if you post it late, you've missed the classroom. Nobody's going to engage with you at all. So that's one of the sayings that I bring to this room, that you have to stay on time, you have to be prepared. There's nothing that you can do halfway. It's something that you have to go full on. When you're doing an online course, that you're doing it 100%. There's no slacking here at all. Were you able to learn in this way? Definitely. I don't see, I am one of the people that say, yes, I had better satisfaction and better engagement on an online platform than I did in a regular classroom. It is definitely a great way to learn, but also it's definitely a great way to teach. So I guess most of the people that have done this course have moved into either taking online courses or teaching online courses. The next online course that I'm giving, it's again, it's an elective, it's not something that is within a curriculum, but I'm actually teaching medical students how to do fundamental surgical skills online. So basically they're learning how to cut, how to suture, all the stuff that we as surgeons know that this is an apprenticeship. You do it in front of me, I tell you what you're doing wrong, and we're attempting to do this over Zoom. We're attempting to do this using models that we give them up front. So it's going to be a great experience. It's something that I hope is really going to be successful. But the fact that me coming in saying that this is impossible to learn regular knowledge, and then come out saying that I can teach medical students how to cut and suture and do something that's very technical, was an incredible transformation for me. I believe more of this should happen, and that it is a way that it's a transformative experience that teaches you that learning does not only mean that you have to be in front of someone to do that. You can definitely do it online. As an instructor, or if you want to be an instructor of an online course, you have to know that the course takes about 6 months to make. You can't go in and start building it as you are. Yes, you can't build the plane as you're flying. That is definitely something that you cannot do. You have to have everything ready, and you will still have to troubleshoot during the process. So it's one of the things that has a lot of upfront work to do as an instructor, and that's what I'm still learning. But thank you.